One of my favorite series is back and bigger and better than ever. And I actually have the stars and the director here today for you. Chronicles of Jessica Wu, Season 2, next. Breaking into. That's right, we're breaking into. We're breaking into. I'm James Lott, your host. Welcome to Black Hollywood Live's Breaking Into, and I'm so glad to be back with you guys this Monday. Hello, everyone out there. It's a warm day in Los Angeles, and it's even hotter in here. So I've had so many people back from the last time they were here for Season 1. We have Season 2 coming up. It's April 2nd, right? Amazon?
Yes.
You guys, it's going to be good. So first, sitting next to me, this beautiful lady who I just love so much. She plays Sarah Nichols Stanton. Mm-hmm. That's right, girl. Jasmine. Hester.
Hi.
The gentleman across the way here who didn't want to be on camera. And I'm just kidding. Yeah. A good friend of mine. You've seen him on this show many times and some other shows many times. And he plays Stax Luger, Brandon Larkins.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
And I'm so honored to have the star of this amazing series, important series. We're going to talk about this important series. She plays Jessica Wu, folks. Helena-Alexis Seymore.
Hey,
How
thank
are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
And you have a gap in your teeth. Mind the gap.
Yes.
They tried to close mine. I said, no, the gap is part of my life.
Same.
Love it.
Yes.
Good.
And the director and the mastermind behind this project is really important. We're going to talk about why it's important. If you've never seen the series or heard of it, we're going to talk about it a little bit for you. Because I think everyone should watch this because it's girl power, it's autism power, it's black power, it's every power. My friend, the director, Zane Hubbard.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
He's like, well, where we're going?
I don't know where to look.
You can look at us. It's fine. You can look up there,
thank
too.
you for
We're talking
inviting
to them. You look there.
All right.
Glad to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So welcome to the show. We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. We are on YouTube under Black Hollywood Live, and it's Breaking Into. My series is on there. The show has been on. We're on our 4th season. So I can't believe I've been here 4 years doing this.
Congratulations.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe that. So it's there. Yes, so 4th season. And a bunch of great content. And Brandon Larkins, and she's on it, and he's on it. They're all on there. They're on past episodes. So go there and watch that. Like, subscribe, comment. Pass it on to anybody you think needs to see this, of course. And you can follow our Facebook page, Breaking Into, which I'll have, actually, the trailer for this great series for Season 2 will be on there. I'll post that later tonight. You'll see that on there. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to start with you, Zane, first.
Whoa.
Just because I want you, because just in case no one's really heard, if they haven't heard the series or didn't watch our last episode, I say you should watch our last episode, but if you didn't, can you give a little synopsis of what this series is?
Sure. Chronicles of Jessica Wu is about a young girl with autism. She's on the autism spectrum. She's going through. I have a daughter who is autistic, and she's also nonverbal, and that's where I got the idea from it. She grew up nonverbal, didn't speak at all. She went through behavioral therapy, and she went through some tragic moments with her mom who passed away and other things. And she met a man named David Wu, who we know him as Mr. Wu, obviously.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he teaches the martial arts as she grows up because martial arts really helps her with pressure and certain things that's going on in her body that she might not understand with autism. And it really works out. And next thing you know, she becomes inspired to become a superhero.
Wow.
And I'm really, really happy with the feedback we received from this last season, and they're really ready for Season 2. So
we're going to talk about that in a second, but I also want to ask you, because they always say that like when you do your first album, you've been waiting to make that album for your whole life, so to speak, but then you do the second one, it's a little different because you have that experience of the first. How was it actually going into production for the second season?
The second time, more polished. I think it was more polished. Our scheduling was really fine-tuned. We did a great job with that. I picked up some mistakes, and honestly, even with Season 2, they might have been a few mistakes, but you're always learning in this game. You're always trying to learn and figure out what went wrong and what can you do better on the next project. So I'm so proud of this project and the people who put their heart and soul out into this thing. I really am.
Because first of all, education never ends.
Yes. Right.
It
Very
should
true.
never end. You should always be learning something. Obviously. And
Absolutely.
there's no such thing as perfection. I always say there's no such thing as perfection. So it's good. But no, we're going to talk about why this series is so important because it's, it deals with autism, which isn't April 2nd also Autism Awareness Day or something?
Yes.
Also?
Yeah.
That's right. So it's good. So, and there's lots of spectrum of autistic
Absolutely.
stuff also. How is your daughter doing these days?
She's great. Every day she can speak a sentence.
Wow.
It's a milestone for me.
Yes.
It's an achievement. I know it's small, but it's major.
Yeah.
She works hard. Like I said, she gets up like 5 in the morning, goes to school, then comes home. She has to meet her behavior specialist. Then she works with her for about 2 hours.
Wow.
Most kids are outside playing,
Right.
and she's like trying to just do basic stuff, which is just talk. That's it.
We take that
And
for granted,
people-
don't we? Take that
yeah.
for granted,
We
don't
really
we?
do. Yeah. And
She's the cutest,
I
though.
love her to death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
she's
seen
Absolutely
pictures. She's
cutest.
really-
He just posted a picture of her. She's absolutely
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah. That's my heart. So
Well, I'll tell you, as a person who went through Bell's palsy and had a face that was paralyzed, I understand talking. I understand trying to learn how to talk again and
Yeah.
stuff. That's been a very interesting thing. I mean, we take certain things for granted. We do.
yeah.
And it's like we just don't, until it's, we see someone like her who's young, who's fighting for her life, so to speak, to speak.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
It
totally
is.
amazing. It's totally amazing. Now, I want to ask you, Helena, you are Jessica Wu.
I am.
You're Jessica Wu.
It's so amazing.
Did you ever think you'd be playing a character with an Asian last name?
No. There's a first for everything.
It sure is. We're first for that. Last name. And what I want to ask you is, what has the feedback for you been the first season you did it, after you did the first season, for you, because you are the title character?
I wasn't in the first season.
I meant to say, the trailers is going out, the second season, the trailers and everything. What has been the reaction so far as seeing you in the trailers and stuff for the second season?
Really positive. Like I'm from Canada. So
Oh, okay.
basically Canada has they've always embraced me and applauded my work, but this they have really they've written so many articles and
Right.
when I'm going back home in 2 weeks, I have interviews for all these
Right.
big establishments. I never expected to be so
Featured?
featured just
Yeah.
for because of Jessica Wu is such a special character and really everyone needs to hear about her story and who she is. And one of my friends she's like, this is a movement.
And it is. No, it is a movement.
I'm like, this is and I'm so honored to be playing her for season 2.
Right, because it's one of those things where you get a project that it becomes bigger than the basics of it, like in a TV show or a song. It's much bigger. It's much bigger than. You guys know that, of course, from being both seasons.
Absolutely.
But it's bigger than that.
It's bigger than me. It's bigger than anything I could have imagined. So for this to be my first series lead,
I know.
Amazing. I'll always remember this.
You always never forget your first.
Yes.
You always say it. You always get your first. Now, how does it come into your orbit? How did you get this part? How did you get into the orbit of it?
So I just auditioned for it. My
Okay.
agent actually in Canada submitted me for it. And apparently they put a little note really great actress. Must see. Because she's from Canada.
I'm gonna ask
she's
him
from
about
Canada.
her stuff,
So she's
yes.
probably I wonder if they're actually going to take my submission seriously because I'm not in
Right.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So they had to put a note. And I got the call and
actress,
I did
yes.
all my research and actually watched your interview from last year.
Okay.
And then that was it. Got the
Wow.
call the next day.
So she was it. You saw her and she was it?
yeah,
was it.
and those notes work
Wait, yes.
actually.
All three of us were in the room.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
We
tell
were in
me.
the cast. Can I just say,
Please.
when she came in, because I was the reader,
Oh, okay.
when she came in, first off, her energy was amazing. Some people just walk in and they
Yes.
just
Yes.
capture everyone.
Yes.
But after she auditioned, we couldn't remember anybody else. Her headshot was in
Wow.
front of me, and I actually had to turn it over so I couldn't, I could focus in on other auditions. But I'm trying to fight for other people just to give them a chance. But it's Helena. It's Helena. We knew right when she left. We're like, that's her Jessica Wu. We can't
Come on, Brandon.
not call her.
I remember she walked in on a Friday,
Yeah.
and she came into the room, and she had this burst of energy. And I remember her specifically saying, I know you, I know you, I saw you
Right.
in an interview, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah, blah. And she just, I like to say that when she first came in, she booked the room
Yeah.
Right.
before she actually booked the job.
How funny. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
Yeah.
that left especially coming from me from a producer standpoint, it just left an impression upon me. And we saw a lot of great talent.
Oh, really?
that
Okay.
day.
Yeah.
And we had a
Right.
lot of submissions.
Really?
Oh my goodness. When Zane put the post out there,
Wow.
the submissions, they come in by the hundreds.
Wow.
By the hundreds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Within a
That was
matter
a lot.
of 30, 40 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 3,500. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And
How do you go
You
through
take that in. Take that in.
Take those seriously, Helena.
Take
Take
that
that in,
in.
place. I mean, she's like
Yeah.
she's hearing this for the first time.
Yeah.
Take that in, girl.
Yeah.
3,500 people, you were picked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I remember her.
Wow.
I remember her auditioning, or as I like to say, job interviewing.
Yes.
And I remember talking to Zane and Jasmine either later that evening or that following morning, and I was like, she's my Jessica Wu. For me.
This is how, let me tell you how it went. We all told each other, pick your top 3.
Okay,
You know, so
okay,
like
okay.
think about it, go home, sleep on it. And then like the following morning, we all talked about our top 3. And the
right.
one we had in common was all 3 of us had Helena in our top 3. And I was like, well, then there's nothing else to talk about.
Right.
We already, if we all
Yeah.
individually came up with that,
Yeah.
that's our Jessica Wu. And we've made the best decision for this series.
Yeah.
So, I love you.
Like
I love you.
I saw the trailer. I mean, it looks so good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, to you, I should say to you too. It looks
Yeah.
really good.
Thanks.
That's why I said I wonder what the reactions have been since the trailer's been out for a little while now.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been wonderful.
Because there's people who are returning to watch it, and then there's new people who are seeing it for the first time, probably
Right.
going, "Oh, what's this?"
Yeah.
You know, and seeing a black woman, kick ass and do all this kind of stuff. It's like this. It's amazing. We need that now. It's just time. It's
need
so
that.
timely.
Yeah.
At the same time,
Perfect.
it's so timely. I want to show a couple pictures, and here's one. I'm going to first one to show up there, and so this is. I mean, because you did, great. And I love this picture.
That's my favorite
Me
picture.
too.
Love this
That is my
picture.
Oh,
favorite
great.
one.
Love this picture because it says so much. But that second picture, what were you guys thinking when you were kind of looking at each other? Like, what do you remember? Kind of like it's just like
because there was 2 photographers and they were just kind of talking to us, trying to figure out like our characters and what to capture, and we were just kind of like
Being ourselves.
Yeah, we were being because we spent a lot of time
Yeah.
behind the scenes just talking
Yeah.
about everything.
Everything.
And so I think that was just a really genuine moment.
it looks like it.
That's just
Yeah.
like it is Nickel and Equation, but it's very much Jasmine and Helena
Right.
too.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
I mean, look at those
Great
arms,
photo.
too, folks. Look at those arms. Boy, like working it out. Mhm.
A little bit.
Well, I like the outfits and everything. Was the decision to make sure this series really reflects black women?
Absolutely. It was actually a host of a lot of things, mainly black women. It's kind of crazy. Like even, our a lot of our and just women in general. Just
Well, of course, women
we
in general,
got editing and,
Yes.
and they do we have one woman doing the sound. We have women doing the coloring. But in all, yes, black women, autism. It was just a great mixture that we put together.
Yeah.
And this happened, and I'm really blessed to know that this happened before the Me Too
Yeah,
movement.
yeah, right.
So we're ahead of the game. And I
And
just
right
want
on
to keep
time.
right on time.
Yeah.
And I just want to keep doing that and promoting it and pushing it out there.
So I want to ask the ladies here, because I feel like it's okay sometimes to say this is for black women or for black folks. Like, I mean, it's for everybody, of course, to enjoy. I want everybody to watch the series, of course. But I mean, sometimes it's okay to say what was made in mind to show like little black girls.
Of course.
Or young black women. So can you guys kind of talk a little bit about that? Especially for you, because 2 seasons for you. Now you've
Yeah.
just done a season. What does it mean for you guys?
There isn't enough shows for little black girls to look up to.
Thank you.
And especially a black superhero, and put autism on top of that. So if there's any black girl with autism on top of that, it's just so inspiring. Like I wish this was out when I was a child, just for me, because not that I had autism when I was young, but I just would I've faced adversity, and I haven't felt comfortable in my own skin, and I grew up in a white neighborhood, so I was always teased for how I looked. So if I saw a strong black woman on television, I would appreciate the way I looked and feel more empowered, rather than, oh my God, I wish I was white, just so I could blend in and not feel like there's something wrong with me,
Well, I want to give a shout out really quick before you answer of Vanessa Antoine, who was on General Hospital, now is the first black female lead in a drama in Canada. It's called Digstown. It just premiered, and I love Vanessa, a friend of my show, friend of mine, and she has her long hair, and she's black. I mean, she don't look like it, she look black, and she's the first female black lead of a drama. I mean, but looks are important, right, Jasmine? I mean, even your character and what the things that you do on the series, I know from season 1, it's still very important for a black girl to see you play this kind of diverse character.
Well, first off, I want people to understand, to not feel like it's shameful to put black in front of anything.
Thank you.
People kind of don't know how to approach it, and I'm like, yeah, this is for black people too. Like this is a show with a black, not just one black woman, and it's not like the the one.
Right.
Random
Yeah.
person. It's like you have, there's multiple
Yes.
black women in here.
Yes. Yes.
And shout out to Aria too. We love you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yes, it's your Aria song. Maybe we'll make a shout
But
to her
it's
too.
nice that you have multiple little girls can see themselves in different ways. Whether it's a superhero, whether it's her best friend who's like, she's British and she's part of Sector 9, or if it's Dakia, my
exactly.
twin. Shout out to her too. Like it's just so much to look forward to. Like you said, if I would have had that growing up, it would have done wonders
Would have
for
changed
me.
everything.
Yeah, it really would have.
British folks.
British.
I
I can turn it on if you want me to turn.
Remember last time I was laughing so hard. I love
I can
it.
do it.
I love it. I love it. Has it gotten easier for you to do it now because you kind of used to it, or?
It gets easier, but sometimes it's hard to turn it off.
Oh, why not?
Because we shot like day in and day out. So
Okay.
I was in it like all the time. So I would go home still, and like be talking to my mom, and I'd have to like, oh my God, turn it off, and you can't. It just becomes like really natural to
That's
you.
hilarious.
But yeah, it's.
You're
we're
so good.
now.
That's why I said last time you were on the show, I was laughing when you were doing it because you're so good at it. It's like she's not British for real. Like,
See, but I'm nervous. Like I think British accents are like prettier. So I feel like
okay.
people think I sound better when I'm like speaking an English accent than I do when I talk in the regular way. But yeah,
you sound nice now too. In American
you.
accent, yes.
I'm gonna infiltrate their market. The way they
You
come
should, you should.
to ours, and we never know that they're like British until they do like an accent.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna do the same.
That's a
thing.
good idea.
Good plan.
There are a lot of British and Australians in this town that do a lot of
Yes.
work. You wouldn't even know they were British or Australian.
Yeah.
There are.
And I worked with Hugh Laurie on House years ago, and he always spoke in an American accent the whole time on set.
Oh, I didn't know.
Wow.
He just
That's
didn't
crazy.
need. And even though the direction stuff were British, they were British. It's like, how do you not turn into that? I mean, they're talking to you in their accent and your native accent, and you don't. Mm-hmm. I can't do accents, so I think it's very interesting.
Yes, you can. You could.
I'll have to practice one day. I don't know. But I'll listen to your British accent anytime. And then for you, Brandon, and your character, and everything, what's it like being surrounded by these powerful women that are being portrayed on a series you're a part of?
It was an honor. Coming from season 1 when I was not in the show, just as
Right.
executive producer.
Right.
Being with Jasmine and Helena and Aria and our great stunt coordinator, Mike Pfaff, we went through weeks of preparation and fight and combat training. And for us to come together, no egos, no bad attitudes, and we just came together for one common goal, which was to make the best season 2 of Jessica Wu that we could. It was an honor. And another thing that a lot of people don't know is that Helena actually, she started off with us during training, but then she went to Canada
Yep.
to train.
Oh, wow,
So,
girl. Okay.
what Mike Pfaff would do, our stunt coordinator, he would send the videos from the practices via email, so her and her sensei could match what we're
okay.
doing here in the States.
Oh, how funny.
And it was one of those things where I was like, wow, this is really going to be epic.
Yeah.
And I'm honored to be a part of the cast as well, EP the show. And from there, I knew I had to step my game up as an actor. And I had to physically get ready in the mindset to become Stax Luger.
Because he's an actor, folks. He's a producer and stuff, but you're also
I
an
am.
actor.
And it was one of those things where, I have to bring it. These females, they're bringing it. Even though it's girl power, they are bringing it, J. Lott Jr. They're bringing it, people. I'm telling y'all, you're not ready for this one.
believe it.
You're not ready for this one.
I believe it.
But it was an honor. It really was, and I don't take it for granted. Either. Yeah.
Now, how was it for you going from producer to actor? I mean, what was the decision to bring you on to the new season?
That was all of from Mr. Hubbard over here.
Yeah.
Mr. Hubbard wanted
Yeah.
to step it up with more characters for his Bionic comic universe.
Yeah.
And he said, I have to bring you on.
Spin off for him?
Yeah.
Spin off for everybody? We can spin off?
Yeah. I mean, if the proper funding,
Yeah, no,
of course,
I know.
absolutely. Yeah.
Funding, folks, funding. But so did you decide you said, we're going to bring him on? I mean, 'cause
Absolutely.
he's a good actor. He's an actor.
Absolutely,
you.
he's a great actor. He had the size for the type of character that I wanted.
He's a
to
beast, you guys.
put on.
If you're listening on iTunes, come to YouTube really quick. You can see how big this guy is. It's no joke. It's no joke. I'm like, I haven't seen him in a while.
He goes to the gym one day and just comes
no.
out diesel.
Like inflated him.
He had the
He's
good
like,
genes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yes. But you were like, yes, we're bringing him on, and we're going to make him part of the universe.
Yeah.
Was it a challenge adding more characters and kind of doing more dialogue and all that kind? Was it a challenge?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I want my own characters.
Yes.
You know, and God bless Stan Lee and DC Comics, but I just want my own thing. Sonica, who played by Takea Anderson, great job. You know, every character has their own backstory.
I like that.
So I would like to one day hire some writers to help me write these stories for Nickel, Stax, Sonica. Even Kinja has a great backstory.
okay.
It's pretty dark, but it's.
So did you tell them the backstory a little bit, or did you guys come up with your own backstory? You actually told them? Okay,
absolutely.
So they know. Okay.
And it's just amazing how just everything came together. The chemistry on set, it was just great. I mean, and the fighting. I mean, we were taking I don't want to. We did 7 takes of one fight, and it was like they were beat.
We did 2 fight scenes in one day, and when you say that, going into that, you're like, oh, it won't be that bad because there'll be lunch and we can chill out.
We'll be out in the sun. We'll be out. I remember
you helped me with my rig, and that we had to go to the bathroom. She had to help me put this rig on, and I was just like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, please just stay here and just help me because it was brutal, but I'm glad we all made it through. That was a great
blood, sweat, and tears.
Wow. Day one of shooting was 13 hours of combat.
Combat?
Yeah.
Yep.
13 hours.
Yeah. Shout out to our crew too.
Yes.
Our crew was gnarly.
Completely shout out to them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did the training first, correct?
Yeah.
And then you started shooting.
Yes.
So I guess your bodies were already kind of ready to do 13 hours of combat. So, I mean, it sounds like a lot.
Yes and no.
Okay. yeah. She's like, no, I was tired.
Yeah, we were beat.
Back when I was 16.
Oh, right, sure. Yeah.
This would have been nothing.
Right.
But now that I'm a little older, it's when you start when you're in it, you don't notice it because we were all really me, you, Arya, we were really into it. Even our you go somewhere in your head when you're fighting, but then when you have a quiet moment and you can really start to feel oh wow, I have a bruise, or I have I got hit, or that's when things start to
I agree.
I'm sore now, or I'm painful now, or my hip that doesn't feel right.
Yes.
James, she took a beating.
Oh wow.
Jasmine.
Wow.
Took a beating, guys.
with a fight that he was involved in.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
She took a beating.
Now I have to ask you guys because how do you remember your lines while you're trying to remember the choreography of the fights?
Luckily, we didn't have too many lines while we were fighting, which I thought was really cool because you and Mike made that decision because they're it can get kind of cheesy if you fight and I hate you.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna hit you there. I'm gonna hit you there. And
So sorry.
So it's basically you got a chance to really focus on the actual choreography of the fights.
Yes.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had Mike on set with us, watching every little thing, critiquing stuff if we were a little off. He was really a blessing to have.
Wow. Have you ever done any kind of that stuff before in Canada?
I've been taking kickboxing for about 2 years now.
Wow.
So I think I was manifesting it because when I got started in kickboxing, I was like, okay, I want to book a role where I have to fight. So let me just try and be really good at this. And my sensei back in Canada, we're old friends. So I told her, and she's very into law of attraction and manifesting. I'm like, Sylvana, we're manifesting a role where I have to fight. And I had 3 auditions prior to this one where I had combat.
Okay.
And I was like, I had another one today. I hope I get it. So whenever I did book and I went back home to train with her, I was like, it happened.
It happened.
We did it.
It totally happened. We did it. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Why kickboxing? What was it about kickboxing that attracted you?
I'm in yoga. So anything where I have to use my legs and be flexible, I just think boxing is really cool of a sport. And of all of the martial arts, I was just drawn to it. And then throwing a kick here and there is count me in.
It sounds fun. I haven't done it, but it sounds
it's so fun.
It sounds like it'd be fun.
And really it helps with your focus.
Yeah.
So to tie that in with autism, I can see how she's in martial arts because it definitely helped my focus. That's all you can think about is in the moment, what do you do next?
What did you prepare for in terms of autism? But did you do any research on your own?
So much research.
Okay.
YouTube videos, just Google and Wikipedia, and listening to people's stories basically on YouTube. Like, I watched the whole first season before my audition in general, so I wanted to be as knowledgeable all around as I could. And my kickboxing instructor in Canada's son is autistic.
Okay.
So when I went back home, I was like just hanging out with him. I'm like, great, this is as if that just happened. But
How conscious were you of how you were portraying the autistic part of Jessica when you were filming? Were you really conscious of, like, I gotta make sure this is authentic looking? Was it you slip into it really easily, or I mean, how was it for you?
I mean, if you do, like, for me, if I did all that research and all the work and just tried to embody what I came up with for Jessica, I don't think about it afterwards. It's like I'm living it.
Okay.
And then natural instincts will just come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because people ask me, because acting, they always ask me, well, how do you, when you get to a role, like, some people go deep into a role, some people, they turn it on and off. So I always ask that question, it's like, how was it for you?
Yeah, like I created her so specifically that I can just jump into her and live it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And she did, didn't she?
She
did.
Man,
She killed it.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Amazing job.
And even like you said on the in the audition, she was like, "And your daughter is autistic too." I'm like, "Golly, this
She
girl
knew it.
she did her
She knew
homework.
it. She did her homework.
She came in prepared.
Bananas.
Yeah.
She came very prepared.
Which is a shout out to all actors. Come in prepared.
Well, I'm going even further. People always say, you have to be lucky, you have to be lucky. Well, luck favors the prepared.
Amen. I like that.
Okay? I say it all the time. It's very true. You can, whatever, but you can have luck, sometimes there, but you have to be really prepared so when the opportunity comes to you,
You're ready.
you're ready.
Yeah.
But you feel appreciated. Like you feel like someone appreciates your project. When you
Yes.
come in, you're like, I know you and I know you and I watch this and like that feels good, you know. And that's the kind of people you want to work with because you're like, wow, you're just as passionate as I am. Like this is going to be magical when we work together. So
Exactly.
that was.
I mean, but also, it's almost the same adage in the old days where you say when you go to a job interview, like, know about the company first.
Yeah.
Right.
So you go to an interview, you go, hi, so you guys
Research.
sell turtles or whatever. and you sell them $5 a pound or whatever. And like, oh, you know what, we sell turtles. Yeah. You know, and they always say you should know a little bit about what you're auditioning for.
Exactly.
Auditioning for.
Right.
It's an old. I come from corporate world, so I can't help it sometimes.
Yeah, I get it.
But it does apply in many situations when it comes to, because you guys are all your own business, so to speak. You're promoting yourself.
Yep.
I mean, that's what actors and directors and producers are. You are your business. You are your whatever brand you are. It.
Yep.
You have to sell yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't know how you guys do acting. I like acting is like, it's a tough business, folks. It's a tough business. But then projects like this are so worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do something like this, you're like,
Absolutely.
this is one of the reasons why I'm acting.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
producing or directing or writing. Like, I can actually, does it feel nice to stand behind a project you can actually tell your friends about and family?
It does.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
This project,
Definitely.
I did a few things back in the day. I'm like, I'm not telling anybody about those. But I mean, I need the money. But I mean, this is a project you can actually tell people about.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just very amazing. And then for you especially because you're the one who was on both seasons, how's this journey been for you just in total? I mean, just from behind the scenes, in front of the camera, playing this character, evolving this character. I mean, how's it been for you?
It's been amazing. I think it's always fun to watch something grow. Like, because when you go into productions, you never really know how it's going to go. Like, you have ideas in your head and certain expectations, but it usually never goes how you picture it.
Exactly.
And it's just been a lot of fun just watching, like, just building it, from the cast and the fight rehearsals and figuring out locations and all that stuff. And even with, like, Sarah, I feel like this one point that we brought up this season is Sarah's the only character that actually interacts with all the other characters, and it wasn't like that before. So I feel like it was a little more. There was more on Nichols' shoulders this season, and so it was a lot more as an actor. It was like it's like they added more equipment to your playground as an there's more things to play with now.
Yes.
So I had tons of fun this season.
And exciting for you as an actor.
Right.
You get to flex more of your I would say muscles, but I mean you get to flex more of your.
I got a little bit.
Okay, like those two. But I mean, like your acting muscles also.
Right, absolutely.
You get to do that, which is kind of nice because again, you're right. You do these series and things, and you don't know what's going to come out of them and how they're going to go, and you hope they do well. You hope they turn out decent.
And then we all get to call each other after.
Yeah.
Like we would like shoot, and then we'd call each other. I like blew up his phone all the time. Randy. Like You just talk about everything and gear up for the next one, and it was great. It was a really good experience.
It was.
And so, okay, so what can we really expect this season? I mean, not giving anything away, of course, but I mean, like, what can we kind of expect?
A lot of new faces.
Okay, well, there's
That's
that.
a good
Okay,
one.
there's that. Okay.
Jasmine's
Yes.
character, Sarah Nichols Stanton, is one of the few returning.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of new faces.
Where'd the other folks go? Just kidding.
A lot of new
But yeah,
faces.
I'm gonna start shady. I'm gonna start
Being
being shady.
messy.
Where the other ones go?
Don't be
Everybody like,
messy.
you know.
We revamped.
No, he didn't.
It's okay.
It's my
No,
show.
it's fine.
No,
The show has totally been revamped.
Yes.
It has.
Which is
And
great.
it's going to be epic.
Oh, and Billy's coming back. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody. He's one of the
Yeah.
returning.
Oh, Billy! Oh my
I
God,
love
he's so
Billy
funny.
McCartney.
Oh yes,
My
He
Billy.
is hilarious.
He is
He
hilarious.
plays Dennis.
Yeah, I
It's
remember the first season.
amazing.
Yes.
He's coming back, but I think that's
it.
And Julie Hammer.
Julie Hammer,
Christine.
too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Christine.
But I think that's
It's that's
That's
three
it.
returning characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody
And the rest
else
of us
is new.
we're all new.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, new is good.
new
all
villains, new problems.
New crime bosses.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of newness.
Yeah.
a lot of newness.
It was just as Brendan would say, it's a reboot.
Yeah.
I wanted to inject something really, really strong, and the people who came before and kind of laid the groundwork, I'm so appreciative of everything they've done.
Of course.
And I just wanted to try something, like, as I said, with Sarah Stanton. People really didn't know who Sarah Stanton was.
Yeah, we
know?
weren't sure what was going on there.
Exactly,
Yes, last
you know?
season. We were not sure.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I was learning more about Jessica Wu, who she is.
Yeah.
So it and with Helena's help, she really just I'm like, wow,
She
this
fleshed it out basically. didn't
Jessica
she?
Wu is amazing. And I created her. It's just like,
It was my creation, but like, my goodness.
yeah.
What she has brought to the table for this season is amazing.
Yeah.
And I've said this in previous interviews in media outlets, is that I would put Helena-Alexis Seymore with Sean Penn and I Am Sam and Dustin Hoffman and
Rain
Rain
Man?
Man.
Wow.
I take all three of those developmental disabilities, and she's in that same category, man.
Don't look so shocked.
mean-
you know
She
it.
looks like,
You
what?
said that once before, and I was just like,
You-
really?
She knows. She knows.
Honestly.
She's so good. She's
She's nice
so
and humble.
good.
We like humble.
She's
Yes,
going
we
to
do.
blow you all away.
Wow.
She blew us all away.
Yeah.
And we're working with her.
You're working with her, right?
So,
Working with her.
man.
Can I, while we're talking about the cast, can I please shout out Aria? Because
Yes.
Aria, I want to be Aria when I grow up.
Aw.
Like, she's so,
Aria
as
song.
as a villain, like, if you would see the work she would do, like, behind the scenes, like, to prepare. And there were certain times, not to, like, tell her business or anything, but there were certain times where she was really in pain and you would never know on set that she was, like, really wanting to just go home and curl up and go to bed. But she stuck with it. She did all those fight scenes, never missed a beat.
Nope.
Like, every time she came on set, she was in character. Like, you just, and she's a villain, so you're not supposed to root for
you're
her,
rooting
but
for
you're
her.
like, I'm rooting for her. So she's, shout out to Aria, because
Yeah.
she's an amazing actor. She's an even better person. So shout out to her. wherever
Love you,
are.
Aria.
We love you, love you, love
Well,
you.
that's a great testament to her and her being the person kind of person she is, her acting, that
Yeah.
you feel for her and she's a villain.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's a great testament to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's amazing.
I mean, to me, I like three-dimensional characters. Not everybody is perfect. Not everybody is good. Not everybody's all bad. I mean, I just feel like there's the best characters are the ones that have a little gray area in there.
Yeah.
A little bit. You know, like you said, first season, we didn't really know what was going on with you. I think I asked you last time. I was like, hey, what's going on there?
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew what was going on. But this season, we're going to get more of, to figure out who you are more this season. That's what we're going to figure out? Or?
You know what I think? I feel like you're going to see more, like, Nickel as opposed to Sarah, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, I feel
okay.
like the first time you see a little more Sarah, I think now you see her really in her element. Like, she's
Okay.
always, and things keep kind of like being brought to her. There's a lot of messes brought to her, so she always has to either be thrown in her element or she just has to wake up in her element. so yeah, if I were to describe the two, like, you're going to see more Nickel this season than of Sarah. So
True.
So, Helena, what is one thing that you have taken away from doing this season of this series that personally you've taken away from with you?
So much gratitude, just to be chosen to give a voice to an biracial, autistic human being, and to have young girls look up to that character and just to like have that torch and be like, wow, that's amazing. I'm so grateful. And to work with such an amazing cast and crew that is genuinely like so nice and so grounded and so humble, like that just makes going to work every day like so much easier. So I'm just like, I'm so grateful. Like I can't believe the universe has blessed me with all of this and these people. So thank you.
Yes. And Brandon, for you, going from producer, still producer, but going from producer to actor, what have you taken away from this experience?
Just like Helena, I'm very grateful, and I'm very confident. I am confident that we can put this show up against anything.
Okay.
I'm that confident, to where we can showcase girl power, and that we can showcase Autism Awareness Day and things like that. And like Helen also said, give a voice for those with developmental disabilities, because those disabilities do not define individuals at all.
Right.
So I'm very grateful and very thankful that I have that confidence to put this out there like that.
And so, how'd you get on Amazon? How'd that come about? That's great. That's great.
I won't say all my secrets, but
No, of course,
I was able to put the show on there, and I was like, this is an amazing platform to do this. And it kind of gives the show a little leverage.
Yes, it does.
Because, hopefully, Marvel, DC.
Yes, take a look.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, PlayStation. There's all these things. There's all these places that actually now TV series are not necessarily on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
And now at the age where when you say you're on Amazon, that means they give you some gravitas. That means something.
Yeah.
Like you're on Amazon. Okay, you're not just some little rinky-dink thing on.
No, we're going for it all.
Right.
We're going for the Emmys this year.
Good.
Primetime Emmys.
Good.
We're going to submit in May. Canes. I'm not sure how you say it.
Cans.
Excuse me, I know my wife is going to kill me for
Festival,
saying. But
we're going for it all.
you name it, we're there.
Where everything's called.
Hong Kong.
We're going for it. Yes.
Yeah.
No, good for you. You should. I think you should. Why not?
Yeah.
You
So
should.
we're going for it all.
That's so good because digital series are now where it's at.
Yeah.
I've had so many on the show. That's where it's at nowadays. It's not necessarily network TV anymore. And nowadays we have to create our own content if you want to see it. Yeah, and so I think that's very important. This show is a representation of that.
Yeah.
That's
You
really
kind of have
nice.
no excuse not to make, like, if you're not seeing something that you want to see, you have, you can make anything now.
Even with an iPhone.
With an iPhone. So you don't really have an excuse not to.
Seriously.
No,
seriously.
So,
I saw, what was it, Tangerine, a movie that was made on iPhone.
I just watched Tangerine.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It was made on iPhone.
Yeah.
You got iPads, everything. On a Galaxy, so you can make stuff all the time. All the editing stuff at home. There's some things obviously are better. Obviously,
Yeah.
but for the most part, nowadays it doesn't even matter.
And they're award winning.
They are.
Tangerine was award
It
winning.
was.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was.
It's actually on Netflix. It's in the little like
I'm gonna watch it when I get
award-winning,
home.
like critically acclaimed little. That's why I watched it. I was like,
I
oh,
didn't
what's
know
this?
that.
So, yeah,
I saw it a long time ago. I loved it. I thought it was just really well done. But I heard it's done on an iPhone. I'm like, well, there you go.
yeah.
Wow.
Just
Yeah.
shot around LA. Just
Right.
That's
Around LA.
awesome.
And you said no excuse. And it's nice to people that you like, though, isn't it? Because we often have worked with people we didn't care for too much. I have.
Yeah, of course.
Shady Monday. I have.
And that was really
yeah.
important, though. There were no, like I said before, no egos, no bad attitudes. We all have been associated with other projects
Yes,
and
of
other
course.
television
Yes.
shows and other movies, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm from here and I'm from here and I need this and I need. No, we came together for one common goal, and that's to make the best season 2 of Jessica Wu possible.
Now, Brad, I just want to just change gears just for a second because it's just very important on the show. I want to just mention really quick. We lost a friend.
Yes.
Christophe St. John, who was
Christophe St.
very
John.
important I always say for black men on daytime TV.
Yeah.
But
He's
for
mine.
you, can you just speak to that a little bit because he was one of your
For
idols.
me, he was the sole reason why I had an interest in soap operas. I know it's very uncommon to hear of a African American or black man athletic who is into daytime drama television.
Yeah.
But Christophe St. John was someone who I saw on The Young and the Restless in the early 90s, and he looked like me.
Yeah.
And I could identify with him. And he was successful and he was powerful. And while we were at his homecoming service a couple weeks ago, Shamar Moore was there.
Yeah.
And Shamar Moore and I, we had a moment. And I said, I just want to extend my gratitude to you and Christophe. Of you all were the reason why I stuck with the daytime television. So I want to thank you. He embraced me and said, well, if it's not for Christophe, I wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, he always says
and
that.
It was one of those moments where I was like, wow. It was just, I grew up watching these gentlemen. Mm-hmm. And now I can call them colleagues.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm very grateful for that, though.
I just want to mention that because you are an actor and you've been around. You've done a lot of things like The Wire and stuff.
Yeah.
But that we just lost somebody who's very important to the Black community, but also just like the Black acting community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was going to be on this show at one point. We were talking about that.
And you last spoke to him during the daytime Emmys, right?
Yes, yes. I posted a picture of me and him in my purple suit. That went viral last year. It was kind of crazy. But we had a moment where I said to him, welcome back, because he had lost his son. That was the whole impetus of everything. Mm-hmm. His son had taken his own life. And Christophe, which I couldn't even imagine how you could even get through that. But we had a moment where he held my hand and he talked to me, just face to face, man to man, about the same height. And we just talked about why it was important for him to come back and do acting. And it was just a beautiful exchange for like 15 minutes. We talked at the Emmys in the press room, there was no cameras, nothing nearby, and it was just two Black men just kind of talking about life. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. It was just a great conversation. And again, I had watched him. We're around the same age, but I watched him all those. He was on Happy Days as a kid. He was on That's My Mama as a kid. I mean, he's been around for a long time.
Cosby
Show.
He did a lot.
I mean, he did a Bad News Bears TV series. I mean, he was in the first soap opera Generations that was an interracial soap.
Oh yeah.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And so I said, I want you on my show. I said, you're somebody I want to celebrate your acting.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to do that. And I say you're very important to the community for portraying a strong Black man on TV. Because going back to, we're talking about portrayals, you being on TV, on Amazon, portraying this character, one person sees it.
Yeah.
You affect a change in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you affect change in the world, and you affect change in the world. You know, you're like, it's like Oprah, and you affect change in the world. But like that's that's why I do this show. I always feel like people who are affecting change in the world need to be showcased.
Agreed.
And you guys are just that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Okay, so I always do this, and you three did it last time, but I want new answers. I want to see new answers.
God.
I know, I'm going to keep working. Come on, it's your first time doing this. I believe in language. At the end of my shows, I believe in language, and you saw the show last time, so I always ask the same two questions. I've done this for 4 seasons, and so I'm going to start with Zane.
Yay.
You guys all think about it.
So you have time.
You have time to think about it. What words should we not say in the English language anymore?
Oh man.
Yeah,
you gonna get me in trouble. Oh, okay. Oh man. Oh boy. This caught me totally off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think.
I think I'm going to ask him again. I'm still going to ask him. I do this
Yeah.
every episode. I'm going to do it again. It's been a year or so. We'll see what you come up with.
Gosh. Can you come back to me or?
I come back to you. I'll come back to you.
All right.
Helena, what words should we not say in the English language anymore?
Hate.
It's a good one. I like that.
It's a very
underrated.
strong. Yeah, it's a really strong word, and really, you hate it. You
Right.
hate this person. Like,
Right.
maybe you dislike the color red or something, but you don't hate.
Right.
So we should just remove that word.
So I dislike carrots.
There we go.
All right. And Brandon.
My word is box.
Ooh, that's a first. That's a good one.
I don't deal with the word box at all. So many times, so many people say, "Oh, just think outside the box. Do something different. Think outside the box." Well, for me, I say I can't think outside the box because there is no box.
Okay.
You're not
like
gonna
that.
box me in. You can't corner me in.
Yeah.
There's no limits to what I can do.
Yeah,
So
love it.
my word, I don't like the word box.
If I can take
at
off this
all.
microphone, I just drop it on the floor. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, it is.
That's good.
Well, I
Okay,
can't go
Jasmine,
after that.
what do you have to say?
I don't have anything to say now.
Sorry, Jazz.
I was like, well, Brandon. Like,
No, because both of theirs were so profound. I'm gonna apologize in advance because mine will not be.
That's fine. Any word. You say.
You know, I'm gonna say woke, just because
Well, I'm over
people
it,
like
too.
to hashtag woke,
Ugh.
but it's like on the things that they're not really
Right,
woke
exactly.
about. Like, you know, shout out to the people who actually do the research and actually like try to understand other perspectives other than their own, even if they don't agree with them, but just to try to understand so we can at least be on the same
Right.
plane. But yeah, I feel like woke became a trending thing, and it's kind of annoying. So if we could do away with it, that'd be great.
I'm with you on that one. So that's a good one. I'm with you on that one. Now back to Mr. Hubbard.
Okay. Genius. I think people use the word genius for everything nowadays. I think it's overused. Like now, it's like if you make, I don't know. I just don't like it. It just drives me crazy. Everybody's a genius nowadays.
He's done with genius.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
we got it. Done with genius.
Yeah, like I said, nothing profound like these two.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's still a word we're not saying anymore. Now I'm going to do the other way around, and I'll start with you.
No,
What
don't
words
start
should
with
we'll
me.
start with you? What words should we say more of?
Grateful or gratitude.
Like that.
I feel like we all. I actually had to check myself this week, and I noticed that I was complaining about a lot of things, and I was like, you know what? But look at all the things you actually have. Look that you're actually here. You're on this side of the ground, and be grateful for everything. And of course, a grateful attitude attracts more grateful, more things to come to.
That's good.
So grateful.
I
Gratitude.
like to. Trust me, I'm grateful these days. Brandon.
I'm gonna say the word blessed. For me, I'm human, so there are times I do complain and I do say, "Oh, how come this is not working out?" Or "How come I didn't get this call back?" And blah blah blah. And then I have to check myself and say, "I'm still blessed to be here. Someone would love to be where I'm at right now because I was that individual who wanted to be where I'm at right now."
Right, no,
I don't
right.
really.
Right.
I say it all the time. I don't want to take these things for granted, so I'm going to say blessed, and I'm just thankful.
I like that. Miss Helena.
2 words because they're together.
That's right.
You're enough.
I like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, because so often we never feel worthy. And if you really embody that you are enough, your confidence goes up, your heart turns on, you just attract more of what you want. You become more grateful and feel blessed, and you're like, because I deserve it, I'm enough.
I like that. Oh my God. You're welcome back on the show anytime. You get good answers. And my friend, what would you say we should say more of?
2 words as well. I'm just gonna say, get up.
Oh, okay.
Keep pushing. Never stop. Try to make, I think, smaller tasks every day will push you forward to bigger tasks. When you achieve certain things, you achieve the smaller tasks, you can reach the big tasks. So just get up, move. Always keep your mind going. Always keep reading, listening. Listening is a big key. A lot of people don't listen. We like to talk. We like to hear about ourselves. So I think just getting up, moving, and trying to be the best person you can be. Success is not cheap.
I always say that small steps can lead to large rewards.
That's right.
Oh, I like that.
I have a bunch of sayings, girl. I'm one of those old people that has all these sayings. I got it from my grandmother and all them. They always the ancestry. Because I always say my ancestors always are sitting on my shoulders. And so I always try to remember things they taught me. So that's one thing that small steps can lead to large rewards.
And they have the best advice, information anyway.
They did. My grandmother Mitzi had the best. She had the best advice all the time. She was like 4'2" and as big as she was round, and she was the bomb. She was the bomb. She had the best. She'd say something like, "Oh, I like that. That totally works." Where'd that come from? I can't see you because you're way down there and I'm way up here. But how'd that happen? This is the best advice. May she rest in peace, of course. So season 2 is coming out. You remember this, April 2nd.
Yes.
2019.
Yes.
4/2/2019. Amazon. So go there, watch it, love it, comment, rate while you're there. Rate and comment, correct?
Yeah.
While you're there, rate and comment on it so it gets higher and higher. The algorithm gets higher and higher when people actually rate. I'm going to do it, so follow my lead. We're going to rate, we're going to come and make this thing huge.
And tell your friends.
Tell
and
your
your
friends.
mom and your dad and your
Everybody
cousin.
know. Tweet
your
about
dog,
it. Social
everybody.
media.
Yeah, all of it.
And you're in for a treat. You are going to really enjoy this series. You're really in for a treat, guys.
And again, shout out to the entire cast,
Yes.
everybody that helped us put this together. We love you so much. We appreciate all your hard work and your dedication to this project and seeing it through. So thank you to everybody, cast and crew,
Everybody.
We
Thank
love you all.
Zane, where can they find you on social media if they want to, or find out more about this movie?
Sure.
This TV show.
Instagram, Chronicles of Jessica Wu, and my Instagram is Ironbeard.
Yes.
And what else?
You have Ironbeard Films.
Yes, and
too.
Twitter, Ironbeard Films. Yep.
The shirt you gave me is now too big. It looks like I lost all this weight. It looks like a dress on me now.
We're getting 2 new shirts. We're
Okay.
getting a Sector 9 shirt
Okay.
and Chronicles of Jessica Wu
I
shirt.
want one of each, and because I did wear your shirt a lot. I mean, I did want
It was
to
the
wear
one
it.
in black.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
black,
Now it's going to be
everything.
black.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll wear black. That's fine. But I mean, I decided now it's too big for me. I can't wear it anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna wear it today.
Good.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
65 pounds. So
Oh,
I'm,
wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a long road.
I like Lott's
I just want to say
journey.
we're just so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
look amazing.
Thank you.
Your energy, your
Thank you.
positivity.
Thank you.
You look amazing, man.
But you
Thank
didn't think
you.
his energy could radiate anymore. And then now it's
he's
just
doing it,
like,
man.
oh my God.
Well, thank you guys. It makes it very nice. Helena, can tell me where they can find you on social media.
At Helena-Alexis across the board, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
Very
everything.
easy. Very easy. Brandon Larkins.
For me, everything is at BrandonLarkins.com. All of the social media is at BrandonLarkins.com.
And my girl, Miss Jasmine.
Hi, Instagram, Jasmine Hester 23, and Twitter, Jasmine Hester 2.
Right. And you can follow me where all James Lott Juniors are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms across the board. My TV show page is also on Facebook. It's Breaking Into. Just type it in. You'll find it there, and you'll find more information on there. And I will post a trailer on there too, so you can actually see it there also. You can follow us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. My theme song you heard at the beginning of the show. You can find it on my SoundCloud page and all my music at James Lott Jr. on SoundCloud. You can go there and check it out. And I have a book out right now that I run part of my series. And you can go to Amazon, type in James Lott Jr. books. It's there. You can find it there also. Thank you for watching the show, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.